we start this whole new 100-year cycle beginning 3 days ago. The point that conjunction of Venus and the sun was at was 29 degrees Libra. Now, I'm bringing that up because I'm going to give you certain flashpoints in the charts that if you have things strongly at these degrees, you're really in the crosshairs of this. You're really feeling this massive rebirth. And so 29 Libra, which happens to be my ascendant, is one of these. That's where that was 3 days ago. So if you have anything at the very end of Libra, end of Aries, end of Capricorn, or end of Cancer, you are really, really feeling that. Now, on top of that, here we are at this eclipse, which is today. So we're not only getting this total Venus restart, we're also getting this it's a partial solar eclipse at 2 degrees Scorpio. And so these two, you almost can't look at today's eclipse without also mentioning that newly rebooted Venus cycle, because we are just in massive transition. And the one thing about that Venus, I said it last week, but I do want to emphasize this part. It's because it's now moving into Libra. It goes backwards. So it's moving out of Scorpio and it's moving into Libra with that new Venus star point. It's now going into a cycle that really heightens the divine feminine, because Libra is the sign that Venus is most at home in. Venus is so happy to be returning after 100 years to Libra. And also, so just to have that this is part of these many, many signs that show the awakening of this divine feminine energy. There's many others, and we talk about them often in the forum because it's a topic that I'm somewhat obsessed with. So I wanted to give you that, but also to say today's eclipse is at the early degrees. It's a 2 degrees Scorpio. So if you also have things in your chart, early Scorpio, early Aquarius, early Leo, or early Taurus, you are feeling this eclipse up the wazoo. But again, everybody is to some extent. But if you're wondering why is it more intense for some than others, one of the things about this eclipse is that it's next to what's called the south node of the moon. And the south node is what you're releasing. It's what you're letting go of. So this makes an unusual setup, because solar eclipses, every year we have at least 2 solar ones, and every year we have at least 2 lunar ones. The solar ones are like new moons, and they make new beginnings. However, this happens to be a new beginning solar eclipse that's next to the south node. Well, it's not next to, it's activating the south node of the moon in Scorpio. And south node is literally, what are you shedding? It's like going and getting a loofah and just scraping your whole body down, which actually wouldn't be a bad thing to do today if you're looking at some way to honor this energy. I've thought about this myself, like just go scrape your whole body, because everything, it's like a snake shedding a skin. Everything that wants to go, you have tremendous impetus from the universe right now to finally say, take it. And that's so much of what we do in the forum. Like, it's very different. I follow the astrologers that I enjoy, and there's quite a few, but I so seldom hear people integrate it with the astrology, with these acts of offering and surrender, and say, okay, what do you do when you're in an eclipse like this, next to this massive Venus change, and the whole universe is saying, let go of what wants to go? How do you do it? And to me, that happens through offering. That happens through really turning to the inner divine, whatever, however you imagine it. Even if it's just love itself and there's no form, and saying, give me the courage and the ability to release this. Give me the ability to unclench my hands and let this go, trusting that whatever is needed next, you will bring.